as the COVID count for Thailand has dwindled in many regions, so local governors have in some cases reduced restrictions on businesses. Chiang Mai reports that pubs, bars and restaurants will be allowed to reopen for business from yesterday and can serve alcoholic beverages until 10 in the evening. The Rayong Public Health Department reported 3 new cases, taking its provincial count to date to 571. Here in our own region, plans are afoot to allow travel to Koh Lan Island, and with 2 days of 0 new COVID cases, locals are hoping that too will continue and see the region removed from the ultra-red zoning, with perhaps relief for businesses and their operations as well. This as the Siam Bioscience Group is said to be expecting approval of its version of the AstraZeneca vaccine, which will be manufactured here in Thailand. Siam Bioscience was founded by the revered King Bhumibol, that's Rama IX, as part of his effort to ensure the availability of medical supplies to Thailand. This as the nation reported just 59 new cases across the country yesterday. That figure, though, is a single day's reporting, and today may see an increase if reporting was late. 2,961 people are still being treated for the virus here, and 1 person died yesterday from COVID-associated illnesses. As the Burmese border is constantly monitored now by military and with the use of drones, so the border with Malaysia too has seen heightened attention, as we reported last week. But now infantry regiments have been relocated down there. Malaysia's daily figures are around 4,000 new cases, a cause for huge concern after the virus came here at the end of last year through illegal immigrants. The former Deputy Commerce Minister Banyan has been sentenced to death for the premeditated killing of a property developer back in 2015. The final sentence was handed down yesterday, but in all likelihood will see a commutation to life behind bars at some point. A fake car accident was set up to cover the crime. Forensics teams, though, quickly found that the man had not died as the result of a car accident, but had been murdered. The Killing for Shares saga has seen him already jailed for fraud. Drug police continue with their search for all involved in the so-called K-Milk drug development, a vile concoction of ketamine, heroin, other drugs and sleeping pills, which saw close to 12 people die or end in comas around the capital a few weeks ago. Following other arrests and, of course, statements given freely, they tracked a 41-year-old to Nakhon Pathom yesterday, cornering him and returning fire after he opened up on police. Once he was shot and killed, police retrieved a small amount of drugs and his firearm as evidence. 2 others were arrested during the same operation, and to date some 600 people have been arrested or interviewed. The smog hovering over the capital, and Pattaya too, is expected to intensify over the next 4 to 6 days. A lack of rain or wind isn't helping. Pattaya showed 160 at 6 o'clock this morning, Bangkok 172. To put that into proportion, France has a level of just 29. It's believed that mask wearing, a requirement for COVID anyway, does help somewhat. However, people with breathing difficulties are advised to be cautious. The current cold spell is seeing the smog mixed with fog hovering at lower levels in our region. Meanwhile, at home and in Pattaya, and with the hope that more business operations might be allowed to return to a semi-normal state soon, tourism experts warn that even were overseas tourists welcomed by, say, mid-year, the normal trend is for people to book in the summer for the high season. And with many nations from the United States through to Europe reporting massive numbers, tourism from those areas is likely to remain on hold anyway. China too has restrictions on overseas travel, and with that in mind, the so-called high season for the end of the year doesn't appear to be likely. It's expected, though, that more and more expats and those with annual visas will be allowed to return to Thailand by mid-year, maybe with reduced quarantine restrictions. And if, that's a big if, that happens, the numbers in the city could rise to support those businesses just about able to operate. Currently, all entertainment centres, pubs, bars and restaurants are prevented from selling alcohol, and numerous other operations remain closed, including schools. Here at Fabulous 103, we continue to thank those who've donated to our appeal for help, as our account balances remain at 0. Those who have donated so far have helped us cover some of our operating expenses and have gained our utmost respect and gratitude. It's impossible for us to obtain a bank loan despite reports of government guarantees for small businesses, as when we approach the banks they ask for property as collateral. That's not exactly a guaranteed loan, and as tenants that's not a viable proposition. Some listeners for some reason have thought that we're operated by the BBC. That too is an unfounded rumour. We are in fact the authorised BBC World Service partner for the region. That, however, doesn't come with any investment or shareholding. It does mean that we're authorised to broadcast BBC content as part of a contract that goes back many years. And if you'd like to donate to keep us going, simply visit gogetfunding.com. That's gogetfunding.com and search for Fabulous 103. And with a reminder, mitts, masks and meters. Wash your hands, wear a mask and keep social distancing. And the Met Office promising highs of around 31, dropping down to 20. A sunny but very hazy day. That is the local and national news from Fab FM. For videos and of course to keep up with Fabulous Pattaya, visit alwayspattaya.com.